So start again. So good evening, everybody. My name is Alec Clancy. I'm the Head of Business Development here at Wiltshire College University Centre. I hope you can all hear me now. As part of National Apprenticeship Week, we are talking to people about great apprenticeship opportunities across Swindon, Wiltshire, the South West, but also at Wiltshire College University Centre, and how we can support those people. We've got a few attendees in, so that's brilliant. Hopefully you can all hear me now. And if you do have any questions, I hope you've all found the chat pod on the side of your screen as well. I'm going to kick off by doing a little video about apprenticeships here at the college, and then talk to you a little bit about the different offers that we have. If you've got any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to put questions in the chat pod, or if there's any specific areas you'd like me to discuss in further details, please let me know.
I chose an apprenticeship because I basically wanted a career change. Before this I worked in a supermarket and wanted a fresh start, so an apprenticeship was a great way to get my foot in the door in a new industry and learn on the job basically.
Apprenticeships are really popular at Wiltshire College University Centre. We've actually seen our number of apprenticeship starts double in the last 2 years. We're also aiming to start over 1,000 new people in apprenticeships this academic year as well.
It's a way to enable people to upskill, to learn new skills, as well as earning money, and as well as gaining real life experience and skills in the workplace.
What I enjoy most at Wiltshire College University Centre is that they're very supportive of what I want to achieve in life and where I'm going and the community. I chose an apprenticeship here because it was something I enjoyed at the time, and it seemed like the best option for me because I wanted to earn money and do something I love at the same time.
So we have young people that come to us who it's literally their first taste of the workplace, and they mature very quickly, they work with people of different ages, and they're able to learn skills on the job, and it's a great way to start your career. But we also have older people that do apprenticeships of all ages, and apprenticeships are the way in which they can upskill and reskill whilst in employment and in their current job.
We have a huge wide variety of different apprenticeships available. Really exciting from level 2 up to level 6, from entry level to all the way up to degree level apprenticeships as well. It includes your more traditional kind of apprenticeships like land-based or construction and engineering, also new apprenticeships such as science, business, management, and the list goes on and on.
I chose an apprenticeship because I have a little boy, so I still need to kind of provide for him. So this means I can learn and move on in my career as well as provide for my little boy. What I love about this apprenticeship is the fact that I do get to go to work every day and I learn something new every single day, no matter whether it's a busy day or a quiet day, there's always something to be learning.
The thing that I enjoy most about the apprenticeship is that aside from the day-to-day duties, every day is different, and it's that diversity that makes the job interesting.
Okay, so I'll take you through a bit of a brief presentation about apprenticeships, what we do at Wiltshire College, and how apprenticeships might be right for you or potentially your son or daughter attending the college. So throughout the presentation, we'll talk about how, who can become an apprentice, how much apprenticeships earn or apprentices earn, what types of apprentices there are out there, the benefits of apprenticeships, different levels, and also kind of how apprenticeships work, and finally, how do you apply for them, probably most importantly. So, as you may have heard within the video presentation, the rules around apprenticeships have changed within recent years, and now anybody of any age above 16 can become an apprentice. So really it's changed from what was traditionally known as entry-level qualifications for younger people to now you can be upskilled and become an apprentice at any age. And that could be somebody that's currently unemployed, there's actually employed and looking to upskill, is younger, for example, or has qualifications, or actually has no qualifications and needs some of those basic fundamentals like maths and English. So pretty much anybody can become an apprentice nowadays. And we've seen that really change in the last few years, that the demographic, nearly 50% of apprentices on programme with the college and nationally are over the age of 25, but there is still a significant amount of young people undertaking apprenticeships here at the college. A little bit of a common misconception is about how much do apprentices earn, and there's always a bit of a misconception that people tend to think that it's not a lot. Now, there is a government national minimum wage for an apprentice, and that is currently £4.15 an hour. And that's actually going up to £4.30 from April 2021. Now, that's the national minimum wage, and the employer can pay that for the first 12 months, and then it'll have to go up to the national minimum wage depending on that person's age within the second year, if your apprenticeship lasts more than 1 year. Now, actually, most employers do pay a significant amount more than that. A really good example, we just recruited for an accountancy apprentice within the Chippenham area, and that was a £17,000 basic salary. So you can see there's some great opportunities out there. However, the reason why that salary is a little bit of a balance is because the employer commits to giving you support and paying for the time that you are in education as well. So it could be an example that 20% of your time within learning is what's called off-the-job learning. So that's time where you might come to college for 1 day a week, or that might be time within your working week at your employer, or time where you are shadowing somebody within the organisation, and they'll be able to mentor you and develop you as alongside your apprenticeship as well. And you're paid for that time. So it's part of the development time and part of the balance between the different wages that you can receive. But there are apprenticeship schemes and graduate schemes out there from £20,000 plus, things like Jaguar Land Rover, or some of the vacancies that we're advertising with DSTL, for example, at the moment within engineering. So there's a huge range of options and availability out there as well. So what are the key benefits? I suppose number one is you earn while you train. So different to other full-time programs, you're getting paid a salary. You gain specific skills, not just from a qualification point of view, but also working alongside skilled people within your industry. So part of your scheme and part of our responsibility to talk to your employers is we need to make sure that you have a mentor that is skilled within your area that will support you alongside this apprenticeship. And we always call it a tripartite agreement between the college, the learner, and the employer to support one another in the progression of you as an individual. You can achieve recognised qualifications. So, for example, within our management qualifications, you gain CMI, so Chartered Management Institute diplomas, or AAT for accountancy, or CIPD for HR, just to name a few of the significant ones. But you could also get things like BTECs, or even all the way up to degrees, and we'll come on to that in a second. You get paid holidays like any other employee would do at that organisation. So you get holiday, and they're obviously paid. And it's not a stop position, an apprenticeship. There is opportunities to use your apprenticeship to then go on to higher qualifications of study, or actually go on to university should you wish, and use it for UCAS points. So the three types of different apprenticeships. There are an intermediate apprenticeship, so kind of a level 2. And that's kind of equivalent from GCSE grades A to C, about 3 or 4 of them. And actually it's nice progression for those that still need to perhaps achieve their maths and English. Further than that, there is an advanced apprenticeships, which are level 3, so it's equivalent of your BTECs or your A levels. And then we move into higher apprenticeships. And this is, again, one of the big significant changes of the last few years. There are so many more higher apprenticeships and opportunities to progress through apprenticeships with great employers across the region. And they can be level 4, 5, 6, and actually level 7 now. At the college, we only deliver to level 6, so Chartered Management degree, IT Solutions Technician degree, and also a degree within science as well. But you can see there's a great way to start an apprenticeship and progress with organisations should you wish. So Wiltshire College University Centre, we're known as a GFE, so General Further Education Provider. We have 4 key campuses that some of you may be on, or some of your students may be, or learners might be on as well. We have obviously Chippenham, Trowbridge, Salisbury, and then we have our specific land-based college up at Lackham. Obviously, we're part of the huge redevelopment that we're doing at the moment, but at Lackham we run a range of land-based apprenticeships that could be construction plant maintenance, land-based service engineers, so working on tractors or agricultural machinery. One of the most popular areas that we have is horticulture at the moment, and obviously within agriculture as well. So being a stocks person, or new for this year, or new for 2021, will be veterinary nurse that will be releasing for the first time. Our biggest growth area, and actually biggest for numbers, is business IT and entrepreneurship apprenticeships. As you can imagine, where the apprenticeships are moving to that upskilling and that development opportunity and progression, no longer is it just young people learning skills. These are people that are gaining massive qualifications and higher level qualifications while employed with key employers. So we offer things like the customer service practitioner or customer service specialist, but also things like HR support and HR consultant partners, team leaders, operations department manager, chartered management degree, and then some of the most recent digital qualifications, like the Unified Communications Technician, Network Engineer, or the Digital Technicians Technology Solutions Professional degree. And again, these are all with great employers across Swindon, Wiltshire and the South West. Construction trades are probably more traditional apprenticeships, and we run these across our 3 campuses, so Chippenham, Salisbury and Trowbridge. And again, we have around 160 to 180 apprentices start on these apprenticeships every single year in September. But you've got things like gas, plumbing, bricklaying, property maintenance, painting and decorating, and also civil engineering technician, which falls within construction, but perhaps could be classified as engineering as well. Creative art and design. So we have a cultural learning participant officer, and we run that alongside Bath and North East Somerset Council, among a few other different employers. But we also have junior content producer, and again, another popular area that we have at the moment, with everything moving online and digital, like this webinar that we're having now. The junior content producers are people working on the forefront of digital technology and producing the content that you see on a daily basis, especially during this time. Engineering, again, is a specific specialism of the college, and we have very big engineering provision at Chippenham, but also will have down in Salisbury with the new development as well. And you've got things like maintenance and operation engineering technicians, automotive control technicians. We do also do a ambulance and munitions apprenticeship as well, with Catering countermeasures down on Salisbury Plain. So there's some really exciting apprenticeships offering great alternatives to get into work. Our hair and beauty apprenticeships, so hair professional at either a level 2 or a level 3 level. Health and social care, so one of the biggest areas that the college works with is the NHS. We're very fortunate to work with some of the key partners like GWH, AWP, so Avon Wiltshire Mental Health Partnership, Salisbury NHS, to name just a few. And we deliver some of the most recent qualifications within that area. So adult care worker, lead adult care worker, lead practitioner, but also some of the early years qualifications like children, young people and family practitioners as well, play work and youth work. Hospitality and catering. So again, across Swindon and Wiltshire, we deliver these on site. So we come to the workplace and deliver things like the chef de partie, the commis chef, or the hospitality and hospitality team member to businesses like Coombe Grove Hotel over in Bath. Again, more of a traditional route is the motor vehicle apprenticeships. And again, we run these generally across Trowbridge, but also at Lackham as well, and that's looking at the auto technician and the heavy vehicles maintenance and light vehicle maintenance as well, because of the big technical workshops that we have at that location. One of the most recent areas, and again a big growth area for Swindon and Wiltshire, and obviously given the current situation that we're operating in, is the health but also science apprenticeships as well. So things like the laboratory technician or the laboratory scientist at level 5 is a great opportunity to work an advanced or a high level with some of the key organisations across Wiltshire. And I guess the key bit is about how you put an apprenticeship together. So an apprenticeship is obviously a job first and foremost. So you're working, you're being paid, which is really, really important. But you also develop a skill of portfolio. So you have an online portfolio, so you can do this on your smartphone, your iPad or your laptop, log in at any particular point, and you build a log of evidence of working towards different skills, knowledges and behaviours while on programme. You'll collate coursework to obtain a qualification in some examples. So we talked about the BTEC or the CMI or the diploma that you might work within the standard apprenticeship. Potentially at the end there, or at the end of the apprenticeship standard, there is what's called an endpoint assessment. So this is fairly new and fairly recent with apprenticeships. And basically, once you've collated all your skills of portfolio, you've completed all your qualifications in there, and we believe you're ready to pass. In the old days, we used to be able to sign that off as a college. Now there is a new third-party organisations called endpoint assessments that review your portfolio. review the work that you've done, and they usually give you a professional interview, competency-based questions, and a practical examination of some point. And that's called your endpoint assessment. And you'll obviously pass or get merit or distinction throughout that. We have very little fails, but the whole point is it's there as a third party to make sure that you have achieved that, and you're not just being signed off your apprenticeship or your employer's doing your work for you, as an example. But it really gives gravitas to what an apprenticeship is, and actually makes sure that actually the quality is there as well at the same time. The only other thing to consider is about maths and English. So if you haven't achieved your maths and English to a level 4 basis, or C and above, GCSE, you will need to do your maths and English at functional skills level 1 or level 2, depending on the level of qualification. Now that can be done by attending college, or we can be doing remotely as well. A lot of our students only need a bit of support to get their maths and English up to the right level, and that can be all done remotely. And we also have assessors and tutors also for maths and English that will visit you in the workplace as well to support you through those. So how do you apply for an apprenticeship? And there's two real different ways. So the first one is probably go on our college website, first of all, have a look at the different apprenticeships we do. So we offer around 72 different apprenticeships, which is quite a lot for the provider that we are. However, there are over 700 different apprenticeships out there. So there are specialist providers, there are lots of different kind of apprenticeships you can do. But the great thing you need to do is about matching those opportunities with the jobs. So if you go on the college's website, you'll be able to browse all the different apprenticeships that we offer first and foremost. But in addition to that, you can see all the live vacancies that we're advertising on behalf of employers as well. So things like DSTL, Avon Rubber, the list goes on and on and on. And when we come into peak, so in the next few months, we will have about 75 to 100 vacancies live that we'll be recruiting for September starts. However, we do recruit throughout the year. And as I mentioned, we've just done an accountancy intake. We're looking at motor vehicle after Easter. So there are constant opportunities to get different employment out there. So go on the college website, have a look at all the different options there. If you have an employer, fantastic. Apply for the apprenticeship that you're interested in, pop in the employer's details, and then it goes over to the business development team to support that employer. So we'll get in touch. We'll talk to them about the national minimum wage, their responsibilities, the health and safety, the employer's liability insurance that they need. We'll make it as simple and easy as possible, and how they gain funding to support you as well. However, if you don't have an employer, please do still apply. Now, the reason behind that is we are still, I suppose, we still have employers that come late to the party, or we have employers that are looking for people that actually we can fast track you into an opportunity. So apply. We'll support you with your CV building. We can support you with your letter of introduction to employers as well. And actually, you know, we will support you trying to find that employer as well if you don't have them. And then finally, if you can't find a vacancy on there, there is a government's national apprenticeship vacancies opportunity.
Please try a little later.
Sorry, excuse Lexa. So back, in addition, there is the National Apprenticeship Services. And what they will do is they will advertise all apprenticeships from all providers. So, you know, here at Wiltshire College, we're very proud to work with over 750 different employers every single year for apprentices. However, there are obviously other providers. It could be Swindon College, it could be private training providers around this area. But what the National Apprenticeship Service will do, it will advertise every single opportunity from every different provider on there as well. So it's a great way to try and find opportunities within the local area that might not just be through Wiltshire College University Centre. So I'd encourage you to go on the National Apprenticeship Services website, click Find an Apprenticeship, look and have a search for different things out there. And if you can't find it, register, put your details in, put the areas that you're interested in. And then what you can do is you can set alerts. So if vacancies come up, say for engineering, or we've talked about animal care that you've put on there, as David's asked a question, actually all the opportunities for animal care will come up and they will be notified of those great opportunities there as well. If you need additional support, our recruitment team is there to support you. So either drop us an email at apprenticeships@wiltshire.ac.uk or give us a call on the 0845 345 2235. complete the application form, as I mentioned, on the college's website. Even if you haven't got an employer, we'll support you with that, and we'll be in touch about how we can help you locate an employer. And then finally, create accounts on the National Apprenticeship Services site. So that's your next steps. So there are your 3 actions that I would take away from this. I suppose the key message would be apply now. So it's not too early. The earlier we know about you, the more chance we get to find you an apprenticeship, to find you a great opportunity to get you into one of these fantastic employers that we work with. So David kindly asked a question a bit in there about, is there any upfront cost to do an apprenticeship? Not if you are the learner. No, all the costs are with the employer. So the employer pays for the course and the employer pays for the salary of the individuals. So that's the key bit. But depending on the size of the organisation, there is significant government support for the apprenticeship costs, so the delivery costs from that perspective as well. There's also a question about animal care apprenticeships briefly on there. Now, you may have noticed within the presentation that the college don't directly do animal care. We are going to be doing veterinary nursing, which I think could be of interest for you as an individual. So veterinary nursing is obviously going to be working at vets and being the assistants, but the great opportunity is about looking for those opportunities with vets as well. The exciting thing that we've got with the regeneration of Lackham, we're very excited with the facilities that we've got there. We believe we're going to be attracting a lot of new employers to the area that unfortunately have had to go further afield within recent years as well. So I would get in touch either with the recruitment team, register your interest within that particular apprenticeship. However, if you do specifically just want animal care, you will be able to go on the National Apprenticeship Services website, search for that particular qualification, and look at all the opportunities around this local area as well. There's a question about the animal one that was recorded earlier. Yep, all these will be put on YouTube for people to take reference on and be able to kind of ask any further questions. But again, I'd encourage you, if you do have any of those general questions, just get in touch with the team, because that's what we're here to do and here to support you. There's no other kind of questions within the chat, but I'm happy to take anything if anybody has anything else. The key thing, I guess, would be to look at all the opportunities that are around. Obviously, with National Apprenticeship Week, there's a lot of buzz with local employers, big national employers. There are a lot of vacancies going live. And obviously, you know, there'll be lots of opportunities as the economy recovers. I think things have been quite difficult recently, but we are seeing signs and we're hearing noises from employers that when things start to open back up out of lockdown 3, we saw it out of lockdown 1, we had a huge influx of starts, and actually, you know, we've started over 500 apprentices so far this year. Given the circumstances, we're really pleased with that, and actually we think that this will bounce back really well. There was even a really great article within The Guardian yesterday talking about how employers are ready to go as soon as things get back on track. So there's going to be some great opportunities. Keep in touch. Feel free to ask any questions, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you in the near future, if not September. Thank you very much, and have a lovely evening, everybody. Take care.